I'm really grateful to you all experts for joining in our 500th webinar. This brainstorming journey was started during COVID pandemic to negate the negativity of that particular atmosphere, environment, and attitude of the persons. And by virtue of you all experts, we have been able to achieve this milestone only in 2.5 years. So, this is very important journey of brainstorming. Definitely, we are here to share the knowledge with next gen, inspiring knowledge. And we have observed during this our last 2.5 years journey that senior experts are also ready to share their expertise with the next gen, which was not there before this technology and COVID. Everybody was asking for the Gyan, Guru Samarpan. Now this technology definitely has supported us. COVID has blessed the Ayush or Ayurveda both in so many ways. The one way is their virtualism or virtual knowledge sharing techniques. We are fortunate here that we have utilized these techniques from last 3 or 4 years in max. Otherwise, these are informal. But now, after COVID pandemic, these techniques, these tools are an important part of our daily life. So, I would like to welcome respected Girish Momayaji. Swagatam, sir. Swagatam.
Namaskar, namaskar.
Namaskar. Dr. Harishankar Sharmaji. Swagatam. Welcome. Today's webinar is conceptualized and implemented by our respected Dr. Harishankar Sharmaji. He is synonymous with my respected Guru Professor Harishankar Sharma of Osaka, Japan. He was my Guru in MD, PhD, MD guide, MD thesis guide. So without wasting much time, I would like to hand over the mic to Dr. Harishankar Sharma, sir. Welcome.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Harishankar Sharma ji, welcome.
Yeah. Do you?
Swagatam, swagatam.
Yeah. Swagatam. Do you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Others are there. So welcome to all of you for this symposium, which would really a kind of landmark to begin with online series, and also being 500 seminar being conducted by Dr. Pavan Sharma from India. And it's in an amazing platform which you have been working for last almost 2 years, more than 2 years, I think. And this is an excellent a platform to share and look what's happening in different parts of the world. So today we are showcasing our country, Netherlands, and will like to introduce what's happening in our country here, and what kind of practices are being taken further ahead. And for doing so, there are excellent speakers lined up to present and introduce here. I would like to begin with in the series of Ayush and the role of Ayurveda in the Dutch society, as well as in the other part of Europe, those who are visiting this country. So I take the opportunity, and my privilege is to introduce our first speaker would be Dr. Girish Momayaji from Maharishi Europe Research University, Meru, which a very active institution here for several decades and have contributed immensely to the practices and propagating the ancient um, Ayurveda and its technology or its way of healing here in this part of the world. And then we have other speakers in the program, as you have seen in the poster. But I think without taking much time, it's better that we utilize every minute for every speaker, and would like to give the platform to Grish Momayaji, who would present and tell us about their university and their ongoing projects, as well as introduce, give us guidelines which would be really important for the people, those who are practicing Ayurveda here in this part of the world. So, Girishi, please took over the mic. Welcome to you. I would welcome all my other speakers. Kim Hartman is there, Saswin is there, and Namrata, and also Prem Daniji must be also online. So we start with Girishi. Please, Momaz, please take over the mic and carry on further. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Hariji. Thank you, all the learned panelists and all the scholars and speakers. It's a great joy to be addressing you today from where Maharishi spread Ayurveda throughout the world. I would like to share the screen if I can.
Yeah, you can use the share screen, please. Yeah.
Is it
in the middle? Share screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying, but it is not picking up. What is how to notification now? Let's see again. Entire screen, share, Windows. Okay, maybe now. Okay, yes. Yeah, you can see.
Yes. Yes, we
so
can.
Meru is a very beautiful place established by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and this is in the midst of beautiful forest national park called Mainweg. For many thousand kilometers around here is a forest and beautiful spiritual atmosphere. We are situated here, and we are spreading from here the knowledge of Vedic science, all Vedic science, and thanks to the holy tradition of Indian masters, Vedic masters, whole tradition of them, and Ved and Vedic literature came from these great masters. And many thousands of years ago, in Charak Samhita is mentioned how Ayurveda descended on earth when these rishis were very concerned about the health and longevity of society, people. Then they gathered around in all the rishis gathered at some place in Himalaya, and and in Charak Samhita there are like names of 53 rishis and many more were present, it says. And what they did was created an atmosphere, because this is like Ved is the field of all knowledge. Underlying all the laws of creation, all the laws of life in one wholeness, and all the Vedic seers, rishis, meditated and established their awareness on that level and created the field of Ved. And from there, this intention, what is the solution to this problem? The right and evolutionary information, the knowledge comes from there, and they picked up from there. And the main essence of this revelation or cognition was that the nature, prakriti in the universe that upholds the whole universe and runs without a problem, and the inner intelligence of the body, it has the same prakriti, same laws of nature. And when we can align our inner intelligence of the body with the prakriti, then the health is gained. So any imbalance results into disorders, and balance results into health. And health was defined as swasthya. Swasthya is established in the self. And that is the Vedic greatness of Vedic knowledge. And in that Vedic knowledge, Maharshi's master in the tradition of Adi Shankaracharya, Maharshi's master was Shankaracharya of Himalaya, in the Mutt in Himalaya, Jyotirmutt. And Maharshi served him and dedicated his life and got enlightened, and then brought the whole Vedic knowledge, and including practical aspect of Vedic knowledge as a transcendental meditation, to experience and live that reality in our day-to-day life. And Maharshi says, Ved is a natural impulse of infinite, eternal, uncreated, pure consciousness that is at the basis of all creation, evolution, and dissolution of the universe. And from there,
sorry, Grishi, would you please enlarge your slides like PPT? So at the bottom,
okay.
because
Oh yeah. Sorry.
So if you could do the whole screen, wonderful. Now it is
Okay.
fine.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you for adjusting this. So Maharshi says Ayurveda is Veda of Ayu. Ayurveda, complete knowledge of life. It is science of life, the science of wholeness of life, the science of perfect health. That is how Maharshi defined Ayurveda. And if we see the scriptures like Charak Samhita, Susrut Samhita, what Susrut said is that all this is very famous definition of health. Samadosha, Samagnischa, Samadhatu, Malakriya, Prasannatmendriya Manaha, Swastha Ityabhidiyate. Means all the doshas, all the agnis, dhatus, they are in balance. The elimination of waste materials also in balance. And then bliss is established in consciousness and mind. Meaning all the structures and functions happening within the body are in perfect balance, in perfect harmony. But the definition doesn't stop there. It says that Prasannatmendriyamana means on the level of Atma is all bliss, happiness, and on the level of mind is happiness, and on the relative level of our social interaction and activities, the bliss remains. Then that is called swasthya, establish in self a healthy individual. Now this is beautiful because that gives an idea that Ayurveda is the science of wholeness of life. Where is that wholeness? Wholeness is in that field. Every level, samadosha, samagnisha. This sama is samatvam yoga uchyate. Like it is the status of yoga, state of yoga is samatva. And that level, every level, if balance is there, then so another Charak Samhita says that having explained, when he was asked what is Ayurveda, how do we explain? Then he said, explain what is Ved. And we understood from Maharshi's definition what Ved is, that is the wholeness of life, everything together in one wholeness. And one should explain Ayush as Chetana Anuvritti, which is continuum of consciousness, Jivitam, being alive, Anubandha, being connected to the source, always connected to the self. Every expression of every life is connected to the self. And Dhari, that which sustains body, upholds body. It's a very beautiful holistic expression. Such deep knowledge our Vedic experts had and expressed that in wholeness. And if we try to find where is the wholeness in modern science, then what physics says that on the express level, the laws of nature are so diverse. But as we go finer levels of nature's functioning, then diversity starts to merge, unify. In Vedic terms, yoga is unification. So at one level is electricity and magnetism, completely separate forces of nature. But as we go finer levels of nature's functioning at one level, it becomes one field, electromagnetic field. All the laws of electricity, all the laws of magnetism are in one field, electromagnetic field. Similarly, like that, at one time in quantum field theories of physics, there was like understood in past decade or two that there is complete unification of all the laws of nature, and it's called super unification or unified field of all the laws of nature. And that in Vedic terms, this modern science is searching the truth of nature objectively. Vedic science, rishis went subjectively and found that same unity, the state of yoga, state of samadhi, state of Veda, as one unified field of all the laws of nature, from where the whole creation and whole life emerged sequentially, unfolded more and more and more. And to attain to that level of oneness, wholeness, level of samadhi, level of yoga, Maharishi taught us a very simple, effortless, easy technique, which can be learned by everyone, and in an easy way can be incorporated in our day-to-day life. Transcendental meditation, whereby active mind goes to more finer levels, and ultimately settles to that self-referral, just pure awareness of self. And that is level of samadhi. And from there, all the evolutionary qualities of life, all the good and all the right thing emerge, all the expressed whatever we do it successfully, because nature functions from that level, and individual life starts getting aligned with natural law there. So that is yoga as a quality of unifying. This unifying quality finds its fulfillment in lively experience of being or the absolute, the experience of samadhi or transcendence in the practice of transcendental meditation. So, and if we see the definition of yoga and definition of health, they merge. Here Yoga Sutra says, very beginning it says, Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. And then the observer or the individual gets established in his own nature, pure nature. Swarupe avasthanam. And what is how the health is defined? Swastha. Swarupe avasthanam. Swastha. Established in oneself. That wholeness. And then functioning from there. And that wholeness is on every level of wholeness. Every level of life, that wholeness pervades. And that in Upanishad say, Atma vare drashtavya shrotavya mantavya nididhyasitavya. That Atma alone, that state of simplest form of awareness alone is worthy of seeing, hearing, contemplating, and realizing. Or other verse is Shivam Shantam Advaitam Chaturtham Manyante Sa Atma Savigeya. Shivam, it is all auspicious there. All only good comes out. All evolutionary things come from there. Shantam, it's absolute silence. Advaitam, it's non-dual. Chaturtham Manyante, it is considered fourth state of consciousness, like beyond waking, dreaming, and sleeping, the fourth state. Turiya, fourth. Samadhi, transcendental consciousness. And here, few slides, I show how on the left side of this pink line is eyes closed, and on the right side, already one starts to meditate TM, and you see the brainwave coherence is different completely. All the brain waves become highly coherent, and about 90% coherence is achieved from left hemisphere, right hemisphere, frontal lobe, and lobe behind is all becoming coherent with each other, all these. And this also, like, first chart is like only 2-week meditator, and you see that one starts to meditate and coherence is seen at one frequency, and then when he finishes the meditation, then coherent that coherence that was created during meditation finishes. But then next chart is like 4-month meditator, and once he starts to meditate, now you see more areas of brain are giving like high brain coherence functioning increase with more frequencies are added to that. And third is like 2 years meditator, regular meditator, and you see already the coherence spreading in frequencies, and also even before and after meditation, the brain keeps that coherence. That means there is consciousness that is evolving to higher states where brain is functioning much coherent than normal waking, dreaming, or sleeping states. Again, this is another researches are many researches are done. So eyes closed, eyes open, eyes closed, and then TM practice, how all the different areas of brain get connected and become lively and coherent. And one experiment on especially health, how Patanjali, for example, it said that inborn tendencies get transformed through inflow of natural law. Like as we evolve in meditation and this samatvam, that holistic growth of health, holistic living, then what happens is very inborn tendencies even get transformed. And these days there is like a whole research on epigenetic level on the very basic structure of our DNA and genes, what transformation happens with one is transcendental meditation, another is lifestyle changes, which are mentioned in, like, if we lead our life according to yoga and Ayurveda, change our diet, change our habits, make proper routine, proper diet, digestion, and all the preventive measures that are there in Ayurveda, if they are done, Dincharya, Rutucharya, all these things, what happens actually on the genetic level? You see, in 2009, there was a Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine given on this research that chromosomes are protected by telomeres and the enzyme telomerase. Now, telomeres are like, this pink ends of the chromosome that you see. These are like end of the shoelace, these caps. Now, these protect chromosome or protect the DNA. Now, what happens to these caps as we age, as we get, into some chronic disease or a lot of stress? In that case, these telomeres shorten in their length, and ultimately they get damaged. And with that, um, old age, sickness, all that start to come, chronic disorders, all that come. So what happens to this very profound gene expression? So see, left side, TM, and then this red line is after practice of TM, several months of practice. Then what happens is seen as a change is that this telomerase gene expression completely increases. Instead of normal, it goes down. And also with the strong health education and diet and routine control, also gene expression of telomerase increases. DNA. Now this is a very new thing, because normally genetic expressions in earlier times, it was considered that they are fixed, that nothing changes. Gene has all the knowledge and organizing power, and that remains throughout our life. The DNA has that. But this new research is say that we can transform that inborn tendencies by applying these things. See, this is how it is decreasing as per age. The telomeres length decline as we age. And so this has given rise to, big researches like National Institute of Health in USA has given, like, for this research, something like more than $5 million. And what was found, that transcendental meditation practitioners were measured for 5 years follow-up. And what was found, that this 48% reduced risk of death, heart attack, and stroke with this program. So this is basically because there is a very fundamental changes that are happening. Also, gene expressions change to, like, those which are like positive expressions get enhanced, like up-regulated, and the negative expressions get down-regulated. So left side, you see green expressions from non-meditators turning into red, transforming into different quality of expressions, and red on the bottom, on the right side, for meditators, it turns into green. So it's a very beautiful, genetic research that shows that, practice of meditation does help in prevention of sickness and reversal of aging or stress effects. For Ayurveda, we have done many, like, since Mahari's time, but especially since 1915 onwards, every 2 years, every second year, we are making like big international congresses where many scholars from all over the world, we are inviting ministries all from India take part, our Ayush ministers and delegates from Ayush Ministry come, and many beautiful programs are launched with that. And this is 2017 Congress, and I'll go quick. This is 2018 in Netherlands, Leiden, and also you see both times Minister of Ayush has been present, and many countries, not only from India but West, like Europe, USA, also took part and presented many research papers. And these are like other presentation of how TM helped into, like, transforming education to prevent violence, prevent radicalization, and making the education very inclusive and harmonious. And European Union has given for two projects almost about 1 million euro worth of grants to conduct research. And the research was conducted in many countries like Netherlands, Sweden, Portugal, um, Belgium, and Italy. So all over these countries, very positive results have been found that on education, it becomes all inclusive. The students are, harmonious with each other. There is non-discrimination, and this these days there is a lot of radicalization going on in the school, already from the school age, and which is preventable by this, including this simple effortless technique which is in all Vedic texts, whether we take Ayurveda, whether we take yoga, whether we take Ved, that it can be transformed. This is now our master, like postgraduate certificate course in Ayurveda, which is all over Europe in the European credit system. It is taught in Alma Mater Europea University in Slovenia, and they get European credit. So students can go to different universities and take as a health professional courses, and that credit is transferred to the other university. And here, this is picture of our future plan here at Meru, for Ayurveda education and Ayurveda treatment center, health center. So here we are giving, all areas of Ayurveda, like practice of Ayurveda, Panchkarma, diagnoses, treatments, products, and research, and training doctors, training technicians. All these courses have been going on. And also um, last year we got accreditation for our Master of Science in Ayurveda for the doctors through Ayush Ministry. And also there are 5 short courses for general public that are also accredited. So we are in process of implementing these courses also. And so this is our center in India, and all this Vedic Pandits doing the Rudrabhishek. We do peace for the world, Yagya, every day. World peace performances are done by the Pandits. The ancient Vedic science in Ayurveda for the whole world. Maharishi has, given this as a technology that we can transform the collective consciousness of the world to more harmony, more peace, more coherence. That sattva rises in the world consciousness, and these negative trends, war, violence, they go down, sickness go down in society. And these verses from Ayurveda, from Veda, they are not just verses of goodwill, but actually can be world transformation technology that can be used, Vedic technology that Maharishi has, given to us. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. May auspiciousness be unto all. May peace be unto all. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, Sarve santu niramaya. May all be happy. May all be healthy. Vasudhaiva kutumbakam. World is my family. Bahujan hitai, Bahujan sukhai. For the good of all and for happiness of all. So these are our eternal, beautiful verses and message from Vedic times. And it's time that we can fulfill with our knowledge. And that is what we are into. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Momaya. It was a wonderful presentation and also enormous progress in the past some years, and also using the gene technology, particularly the differential display which you showed, finding those telomerases, the content rising after TM. It was a wonderful talk, and I remember that paper reading is a beautiful piece of work, and also one of your colleagues was presenting that data in one of the last World Congress. Beautiful, yeah. And we probably need to do not only in this direction, but also, as you said, that the Europe, and not only Europe, but I would say the entire world, this behavioral changes, this hyper and behavioral changes, particularly, they definitely require the way, the methodology which you have mentioned here at early age. Those young boys and girls, if they can, that would prevent enormous the crime they commit at the later stage. If we can help those young minds to develop in a nice manner, in a balanced manner, which you said, that's really important. Thank you very much. We need to continue, if you allow me, and at the end we can have some discussion and questions answered. So I would carry on with the next speaker. We have next presenter is Atin Premdani. With Premdani, yeah, he's
Yes.
there. So
Etienne.
it would be lovely to take the platform now and have your presentation done.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Hari.
You can
for
share,
inviting
please.
me.
Yeah, you can share
Yes,
your.
and all the others. I will make a small presentation about what I'm doing in the Netherlands for how long, and I would
Yes,
like
please.
to introduce, and I will keep it briefly because I want to introduce somebody who can explain a few things more about what is going on in the Netherlands about AYUSH. But that I will introduce later. Let me see if I can share the screen. Oh, share. Okay, let me see 1 second. I have to find the. Wait. Wanneer? Wacht even. Ik moet even iets. Nee, ik ben bezig.
Ja, gewoon die file openen en dan.
Ja, ik moet de file openen. Maar jullie zien nog niks, hè? Jullie don't see anything.
Ja, we zien nog niet. Ja.
Nee, wacht. Ik had een file geopend, maar ik weet niet zien. Die kunnen jullie niet zien.
Share screen, if you go there.
Ja, I have share screen. Ik heb hier een file. Ik ga het op de desktop zetten, dat is misschien makkelijk voor mij.
Yeah, you click on that, where the image of the screen that you want to share, and then click share.
Okay, let me see. Can you see something? Not yet, eh? Because I said, wait. How can I go back to the screen? 1 second.
Yeah, just at the bottom, you can.
At the bottom of the Zoom, but I see only Zoom here. Oh, let me see if I put Zoom. Yeah, I'm back, and I wait. Open system things. Then it's opening. So can you see something now?
No, not yet.
Oh, yeah.
You have to share it. So if you look
I'm
at
pressing on share. I'm pressing on share. Look here. Let's see. Share screen on the
Yeah,
green.
and then click on the screen that you want to share, that icon of the screen, and
Yes.
then say okay.
Yeah, that is then it says open system preferences.
oh it's a app. It's
Yeah,
a
this is
method.
Apple. This is Apple, yeah.
Apple, yeah. So you have restricted yourself.
Oh my God.
Oh, so sharing is restricted in your, so in the
Okay, that-
system you have to allow to Zoom to share. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, then we can go to the next speaker. In the meantime, you can settle it.
Yeah,
in-
that's better. Let me see what I can do then. One
Yeah.
second. Give me 1 second more.
The
Then I'm
system
trying-
preferences you have to go, and then you have to allow Zoom to see the file.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Okay, I cannot go, but I can talk a little bit, but I cannot show you anything.
But I think the best is we go with the next speaker, and
fine,
we'll
fine.
get you the next one. Yeah.
Yes, fine.
Is that okay?
Yes, fine.
Oh, we do see something now.
Do you see something?
No, it was showing my part, but anyway, I'm there anyway. Okay. So we'll take we'll go ahead with the next presentation. Okay, Kim, are you there?
Yes, Dr. Sharma, I'm there. Still seeing your screen, but yes,
You
I'm
see
there.
my screen?
Yeah,
Correct.
we see your screen. You can stop sharing.
Yeah, so by mistake, I think I did it mine. Okay. So I have to stop share. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. So thank you for your invite, Dr. Sharma, and nice meeting you all. Yes, not being a Vaidya myself, I was wondering, what would you want me to speak about? But you so kindly said, please be part of the speakers team. So as I told you, I'll gladly do so. And mainly within all the experts in the field of Ayurveda, I thought for me, most natural and nicest to share is my personal experience with art of living and Ayurveda, as it has been 20 years ago that luckily that came on my path. First of all, through the art of living techniques from Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar, which have empowered me and so many to get a control over our minds and bodies, basically, with the beautiful Sudarshan Kriya breathing techniques to cleanse the system from all kinds of impressions and stresses that we have in our body and which we have in our mind, and which somehow are an impediment for us to experience the power of ourselves and to experience that energy and joy inside of us so much. So feeling so blessed to have encountered that about 20 years ago, I was also happy that it didn't stop with the self-empowering techniques of breath and meditation and the Sudarshan Kriya technique. But also right after that, I thought, wow, this is a life changer, and I want to keep on moving on this path of having control on my own health. And there I was months later starting to organize the visits of the first Ayurvedic expert, the first Ayurvedic Vaidya that I met, and through our platform, our now we name it the Shri Shri Tattva platform. So the beauty of that, I feel, for me, a whole dimension has opened up. And again, like many of you are also from Indian background, so you have been growing up with the at least some or even much more of the Ayurvedic inspiration. For me, growing up, I mainly thought, okay, my vision of life was you get old, you get sick, and you get your health complaints and you die, and that's it. And well, lucky to come into contact with Ayurveda, which all of a sudden opened up a very new dimension to me, thinking like, wow, we can get so much more control of our own health. So yes, ever since, that's very much my own drive as well, feeling so lucky to have that shift and to see how precious that knowledge and the tools are to take more control over our own health. Yeah, definitely life-changing, of course. So in that sense, that's also the drive that I gladly, and with all my heart, have joined or taken a small part in the big platform that Gurudev Shri Abu Shankar has created worldwide for, yeah, this knowledge to spread. So, oh yes, that the presentation is working. So I'm just seeing the other presentation coming in. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not
Premdani, your-
mine, so I'll
Yeah.
just shortly wait.
Yeah, your presentation is working. So let
It's
her
not mine. It's not.
let her continue.
Premdani.
Can you stop sharing and then you can do it again?
Premdani ji, your mic is mute. You have found
Yes.
it. It is working.
Yeah.
So you can
Somehow I
carry-
found something. So
Yeah,
you
it's working.
can carry on, and then hopefully I can come back.
Yeah, but can you
You can
stop sharing? Stop sharing. Can you?
Let me see how to do it.
Just at the top there is a stop sharing. And then,
Stop share. Okay,
you
let's
can-
hope. Yeah.
yeah, you can share later then. Yeah. Please, Kim, go ahead. Please.
But I'm happy it works. Good. Yes, I will shortly continue and just take a couple of more minutes. So like I mentioned, so ever since I passionately devoted myself as well to see how in my own way I can help out with spreading Ayurveda, because I do see the need a lot. And through the 20 years that I on Gurudev's platforms have worked, I have seen so many things developing. The emphasis for now is on the Netherlands. We are also, Vaidya Shasvin will mention a little bit more about it, but of course, worldwide we're doing our efforts, Europe-wide we're doing our efforts. But again, going back to the experience here in the Netherlands, there has been so much improvement in the last 20 years when I was witnessing and working in the field as well. So many more people reached, because in the Netherlands, you also really see that people are looking for alternative solutions and are waking up more and more towards wanting to take a control over their health, wanting to prevent, which Ayurveda, of course, is so strong at, and also wanting to know exactly what is the cause of their issues so they can sustainably solve it. And yes, so there's so much more scope, of course, after all the beautiful things that are already happening and are growing so much. Even with, of course, the reach of supplements, where we have more and more access, much more access to than decades ago. But also, yeah, in so many fields, I do see so many people are experiencing the relief of being in touch with Ayurveda. So for me, thank you, Dr. Sharma, for inviting me for this occasion, because I enjoy every minute of inspiring each other and seeing in which way we can all together keep on spreading it more and more, because the need is very much there on all levels. I also heard you speak about the youngsters, which on on the art of living side and the courses I give is my focus area, but also when it comes to Ayurveda, when and the preventative quality, I feel that the earlier they know, the better, of course. So there's a lot to do, and I'm so happy to do that with so many other people here being present and so many other people out there. So yes, again, thank you for this invite. Thank you all for your inspiration. And let's do much more. One thing I still want to add, and that is that even in the circles around, and I'm sure we all experience, I have seen people from closer by falling sick. And then also in the medical system, I feel that there's so much to do to bring East and West together, because it would be, one is not complete without the other, I would say. And and especially when it's people close to you, you feel that, oh my God, let us hurry up to bridge it more properly so that people can be helped much more effectively and much sooner, because sometimes lives are at stake. I mean, we should not be afraid for it, but at least let that inspiration drive us to give the maximum to keep on growing and have people get access to Ayurveda. Again, thank you so much, Dr. Sharma, for the invite. And yeah, that's all I wanted to share for now.
Wonderful, Kim. It's great to hear you and your experience and the way you are working and also taking forward. End of the day, everything is a kind of larger umbrella, whether it is from Sri Sri Ji, from Maharishi Ji, from, any of Patanjali Ji. I think irrespective of all the, our ancient or current gurus, it basically, we are talking about the well-being, or how to harmonize the body with the nature, and practice good things to remain healthy. And it has become a challenge, in the last 2 years. If you recall the COVID, it has absolutely a challenge to really take the life forward, because there's so much around us, and if we have not really protected, or not we have done the preventive therapy, which is really offered by Ayurveda, and also combining with the modern medicine, I think it's a really need of the hour. And I think Europe must and should look into this, that there is an alternative, or there is a bridge between two, or there is a kind of marriage at certain stages between two or multiple way of healing. Not only the modern medicine, surgery, and everything is not really possible. And as you know, that it has changed in the last 2 years. Things have really drastically changed in Europe as well. In Holland, we are seeing every day, So thank you very much for your insight and your presentation, to just mention how the things are being done. So we continue to the next presentation. One of your colleague, or Premdani, are you able to take it over now?
Yeah, I think so. Right. Let me see.
Yeah.
Now you can see it?
Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah, you are able to share it and then go to the.
Yeah, can you see it now?
We can see it, and then you do the presentation. So
can you see the presentation now?
Yeah, but make it full screen. So presentation, if you
let me see where
at the bottom, full screen.
Full screen. Let me see. Where is it?
Yes, this one. Yeah, you were doing it. You were about
one
at the bottom right. Look.
This one?
At the bottom right.
No. At the bottom right.
Next. Yes, this one. No, this one.
This one?
Yeah.
Dia for selling. Yes. Okay. Let me go fast. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now the platform is yours. Thank you, yes. Kim. Earlier, we will have more discussion. Yeah, please go ahead.
I will keep my presentation short because I have so many things to say. Okay. In the Netherlands, I'm well known because of my clinic in the east of the Netherlands. I will show you the farm just now. I did some studies. I also did the allopathic medical studies. After that, of course, Ayurveda in India, and also in London at the Middlesex University, and more things. What I'm doing in the Netherlands, I want to show you. I'm doing a special blood test, which I had learned at when I did the what they call a medical practitioner. in a lab. And I'm doing a live blood test where I show the people how it looks like. Briefly, this is where I live. You see, I have the sign to my clinic. This is my farm, as you see on the top. A huge farm with a hall, and people can stay as well for panchakarma, etc., etc. This is all according to Vastu build. Okay, I'm doing the live blood test with a microscope. I'm taking some blood samples, put it on a slide. There is a live blood and a dried blood. And this has been taught to me by Professor Dr. Bradford from the United States. He gave me all these education, how to check the blood. And then I combined it with my knowledge from the medical science, and in combination of what I learned in Ayurveda about blood. So blood is very important, as you can see. This is how the blood should look like in a normal state. You see, clean, not clotting, round, etc. No ama. This is the dark field, and then this is the phase contrast, and this is the bright field. You see how the blood should look in a healthy state, you know. So I'm showing my patients first how the blood looks like, and according to what I see, I do the treatment. My specialty is cleansing, detoxification, and one of the most important detoxification which we do in our clinic is the colon cleansing by the hydrocolon cleansing with the machine, and of course prescribing herbal medicines and lifestyle and what they should eat or not. So I'm going to show you some pictures with this is normal. This is how the blood looks like if there is high cholesterol in the body. You can see all the crystals. And because this is the most important thing which I show the people are two important things in Ayurveda, in human being, is acidity and toxins like ama. So when the body is very acidic and toxic, we see what's happened in the blood. So I'm showing the patients this, how they look alike at the moment. And then I started detoxification. You see lots of things. I'm not going to explain you what is this. Things which I see in the blood. You see, this is leukocytosis, a lot of white blood cells. This you see in cancer, what happens because of the high amount of free radicals. You do not recognize the blood. It's you see, free radicals. A lot of ama. Can you see the lines, the spicules, which we call ama? I show the people what is you can feel it in the nadi, in the pulse, but people won't believe you. They want to see something. So this is my strength in the Netherlands. And I want to teach lots of Vaidyas, even from India. They are very fond to see my blood test, to teach them how they can show the patients something. People wants to see something. And I'm the only one doing this at the moment in this way. You see, I'm not going to explain all the things. So I see lots of things happening in the blood. I'm just passing by, you see. If the person is very allergic or intolerance, you can see this in the blood. And we treat intolerance. This is a main problem in the world. It's called candida in the blood, which some doctors don't want to believe it, but it is, etc. See, heavy metals you can see in the blood. Many, many things. You see, ama, slime, mucus, etc. So let me see again. Okay, I will close this. Because it's just to give you an idea how I work in the Netherlands for many, many years. I have trained lots of allopathic doctors as well to do this in their practice, but no Ayurvedic doctors as yet. So people in India, my friends in Pune and Mumbai, they want to learn this, but we should find a way. And I need you people in India, how we can introduce the blood test so the people can see what they're doing. And they will listen to your advice, listen to your recommendation. They will do what you want them to do. And this is my strength. Okay, one good news which I want to introduce today is, I have not announced it yet, but I would like to use this platform as a father, to introduce a very good news that my son Pawan has passed his BAMS in India. at Utkal University in Odisha, and he passed his exam. He is a BAMS now, also registered in India. And today we got the news that his degree has been well accepted in the Netherlands as a genuine thing. It's not just something you got in India. It's proven. So we got the proof that nobody can say what has he done, because that is what's happening in the Ayurvedic world. So the good news is my son Pawan will take over. I will withdraw bit by bit, and on the backstage as a backup, because he has to take over, and he's doing well. I'm training him very well how to treat the patients in an honest way, good way, and I'm teaching him my tricks how to treat the patient in a very simple Ayurvedic way. And I have made lots of mistakes in the last 30 years. Every doctor make mistake, and I'm trying to teach him, to prevent, to make less mistakes. Of course, he will make mistake, but from mistakes you can learn. So he's doing very well now. One of his favorite treatment is Jalauka Avacharan, people who reduce the blood letting. He's very fond of this, and he sees a lot of good results in skin diseases, etc. and more things. I'm training him how to treat allergies, etc. And now he has become also a master in live blood. Okay, this is very briefly what I'm doing. I can stop the sharing. One moment. Okay, I'm back. But I was called by one lady. Her name is Andrea Perez Barrera. She's also there. And she approached me because maybe she can explain better why she called me to find people in the Netherlands to register or to give Ayurveda recognition in the Netherlands. If you allow me, can we allow Pereira Andrea to say something about this, because she needs us? Is it fine, Dr. Hari? Hello.
Yeah. Let her know right away. She wants to ask, because I was
Andrea can introduce and tell what we
Yeah,
need
in fact,
in the
we were planning to have discussion with all of us, and
Yeah, I know,
whosoever.
but she's going to take my time, few minutes, to explain
Okay.
why we need her.
Okay, all right.
Because
What she
we
wants
want
to
to
do.
establish Ayurveda in the Netherlands, and she got this job from the government from the Netherlands. So
Okay,
this,
Andrea.
Yeah.
Andrea,
Hello, good day. My name is Andrea Perez, and I'm working for the NEN, that's the Royal Netherlands Standardization Institute. And the government asked NEN to do a research of if the stakeholders or organizations have interest in standardization AYUSH systems, because in the Netherlands there are no rules about yoga, Ayurveda, or Siddha, for example. And my job is to explore if there's enough interest to do in standardization. So India has a proposal, to start a commission. And the Netherlands will also know if want to know if there are enough people who wants to take part of this commission. So we have different levels. We have India, that's international. Then we have European levels and the Netherlands national level. So if we know what Ayurveda is and what we can make together is a team commission. That will be the second part of my job. So my job is to know if there's enough animal to do a group, to make a group, and that group can can give some input for India's proposal. That's what I'm trying to do. And maybe in the Netherlands, I have a couple of stakeholders I've spoke with, and they say almost the same. In India, we have a medical degree, but in the Netherlands, you can just do some course and you are a doctor. So that's what I'm trying to explore. Is a need to make a standardization, yes or no? And the next week, I can hear from my colleagues if India said, yes, we're going to go further, or what is the stance of this proposal.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of that proposal, but what exactly? So the government of India, like Ayush, has written to you, or who has?
No, I don't know. I know that the government from the Netherlands will know if there are animal for standardization of AYUSH systems. And for example, homeopathy is not the same as India's homeopathy. For example, SIDA is also not practiced in the Netherlands, and there are only Ayurveda and yoga who's really practicing in the Netherlands. So India wants one rule for all AYUSH systems, and the Netherlands wants to know, can we be part of that?
Yeah, sure. So what you know, that the government of India has its entire huge ministry with everything is highly organized now, and they are constantly working to have standardization, but obviously the degrees which are given BMS, and then they further go for MD, further specialization, these are all highly established. But the people coming here, either spouse of someone, or if they are able to come here and practice, or join some institution and practice Ayurveda, or that kind of a treatment, which is considered as an alternative treatment here in this country. um, um, NAFIC or any organization, DUO, they are all entitled to evaluate their courses. They are entitled to evaluate the candidate, their degrees, and then they can even interview the candidate, and then give rise a certificate of equal, that so and so has studied so many years, and so many credits, so many subjects, and based on that, the qualification is so and so.
Yes.
So
This proposal is not only about the degrees. It's also, for example, products, yoga mats, or Ayurveda. How do you say kruiden?
Ayurveda medicines,
Yes,
and
medicines, for example, because I heard also some people or some shops can buy in India some medicine, but there is metal in it. And in the Netherlands, there is no really one rule for testing medicines like that. And the goal from this government is to know how can we approve the safety of these products, and that we have the same line. Because I have an example, if I can share something to show you.
yeah, please.
I will do it very fast. Okay, share. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we see it.
Yes, because for example, normalization is also, we have this is in the walls in China, all of the world. We have the same colors of the same methodics. We have also, this is in the ground, and that is what a standardization and normalization is. That all over the world we have the same methods of working. And for example, we have also the Mastercards. Overall in the world is the same Mastercards, the same color, the same centimeters. And that's the reason, one of the reasons to do this examination, to know, okay, what can we do for AYUSH systems? Because other countries are doing the same thing, but the Netherlands is not participating at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay, I will stop share. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
But I
the
understand that you want on all the medicines or any product which are coming from India, they have a particular trade kind of standard mark on them, and so it has something to do with the practice of the doctor, but also the product I mean, what exactly the government is particular about it?
Now, the government wants to know if there are companies or organizations that wants to be part of the proposal of India, but the government is only want to know what is the interest in this proposal. And my job is to know that first. And what I heard from the people who I spoke is that there is no control, one line their control. There is, for some people, a lot of control, and for other people's, you can go with your products in the Netherlands. And that's what I heard from the stakeholders that I spoke with.
Okay, so I think it will be better that for the entire country, because I mean, Holland is very small, so
Yes.
we should be able to create a small committee of the people, those who are well trained and the knowledge of yoga, as we have, as Dr. Momaya has already pointed out. I mean, it's for decades their organization is existing here, and they have done enormous work, not only in Netherlands, but also they have a huge collaboration with so many other countries.
Yes.
Germany, Belgium, France, and all a lot of European countries. So
We have.
we should create a committee of the public, let's say a committee of experts. Number one. Number two, on the other side of the table, whosoever the government represented. My senior colleague is the minister now, Meneer Kuipers, who has worked several, almost 3 decades in my institute here. Me too, 32 years here. So we know each other for a long time. We are fully prepared, and I would act as a joint, what you call the bridging the gap, or connecting the dot person to bring both the modern medicine, which are highly organized and well controlled, whatever coming to this country. In the same way, Ayurveda, we would very much like to be part of the healing or preventive or whatever the practice is, and also to be recognized by the Dutch insurances, so that whosoever is choosing to be treated or to be, and I think this we should take it further as best as possible.
Yes.
And so let's create a committee. Let's figure out what is the best.
Yes, but in this stadium, I need to know first: do we have enough people or companies who want to be part of this committee? And after that, if I have a stakeholder analyze, then I can talk with my manager and say, yes, the next week we heard the results of India, and then I say, let's say begin December, I can say more if there's a possibility to make a committee or not, because I'm dependent of my manager.
How many people are needed?
I think maybe 7 or 10, because I spoke now with 5 people, and via I have more connections. So my request is, if you want to read this proposal from India, I can send it to you. I will put my email address in the chat, and if they're interest, you can mail me, and we can take contact.
Absolutely.
Stay in contact. Yes.
I'll share all my details with you, so that.
Just to mention one thing about the products, the quality control is very specific in Netherlands. It is controlled very meticulously by the Dutch import department and the system of health officials. And it is working very well. We have been importing since 1987 and following the regulation meticulously. Every time any product comes, it gets tested and it gets approved and all that. So we can definitely discuss more with the products division of Marshi organization, and also in the in the education, also we have a certified accredited course for doctors, Masters of Science in Ayurveda course for doctors, and we can share that knowledge with you.
Okay.
So all ministry in India has gone through several rounds, several years to go through that course, and we got approval. So there is some standardization there also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the time. Yes.
Yeah, we'll be happy to assist in the best possible manner. Yeah. So please share your contact
Also,
details.
we are in touch with many stakeholders in Ayurveda in Netherlands, and we can share those information. Many important people are working on that. So
That will
Absolutely.
be amazing because I can know a lot of people. I want to know a lot of people. So from
yeah,
Ayurveda, yes, thank you.
we'll
All right.
share that.
So,
Thank you, Andrea. It was nice.
All right. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So we carry on now. We'll go to the next.
with the kind permission of the moderator, I would like to have few words.
Please, please, Pavanji from India. Yeah.
Please allow me to introduce myself as Vaidya Pavan Kumar Sharma, BSc, BAMS, MD, and MBA. So a series of webinars within 2.5 years. We are meeting here. What Madam was telling about product quality, I am confident of all big brands, whoever is leading the Ayurvedic field, maybe Jhandu. I was vice president of Jhandu Imami and was conducting batch to batch pharmaceutical trial, batch to batch microbiological trial, batch to batch metal assessment, batch to batch gamma radiation. So everything is very perfect now to compete with the international or global competition. Now, if Jhandu is providing one product or any process, that is definitely SOP is there. For each and every product before launching, 3 or 4 clinical researches are mandatory now for multi-millionaire companies. So, regarding efficacy, regarding quality, definitely we can assure the world on behalf of Indian companies that now researches are there, now quality parameters are fixed as per the international norms, and new NDCT rules, new drug and clinical trial rules 2019 are so perfect for Ayurvedic medicine, ASU medicine, that nobody can cheat anybody. So quality should be communicated after testing on perfect parameters. This is very clear message for our government. Number one. Number second, our BAMS course. No short courses generally in India, but our BAMS or MD course are the best managed course now looking after by NCISM, National Council of Indian System of Medicine. So that definitely will create a miracle after 2 years, because now curriculum and syllabus both are going to be more interactive with the more involvement of student and teachers. This is my humble submission. Thank you. Thank you. Harishankar.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very nice, Pavanji. Assuring the products as well as the quality, the quality of the Indian doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, and fully prepared to compete or compare at any international level. That's really nice. That's really nice. Yeah. Okay. We continue with the next presentation. Premdani, is that okay for you?
For me, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We take our next speaker. Is Sashwin there?
Yes, I'm there, sir.
Yes. All right, so you could share.
Welcome, welcome, Dr. Sashwin. After a long time.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you.
So you
Respected.
know each other. You know each other.
Yes,
Yes.
he has been on our platform much before. Much before.
Oh, wonderful. Great. Okay, Sachin.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Dhanvantare Namaha. Respected teachers and gurus and well-versed scholars and teachers in Ayurveda. From here, I take my apologies to speak in front of all your experience as a growing and an entrepreneur in Ayurveda. It's nice to meet you again in this beautiful platform. Girish sir, thank you so much for the nice presentation about all the beautiful things we have been doing in the Netherlands. I was fortunate to attend all those programs. And last time also with the Indian Embassy in collaboration, we also visited the beautiful place. So today, I just would like to say, to share my experience in Ayurveda and where I'm standing right now and what I'm doing currently in the Netherlands. I am literally a product of AYUSH programs for propagating Ayurveda from bringing from the east to the west. So I'm coming from Suriname. So I'm the fourth generation of my ancestors brought from India to work at the fields in Suriname by the Dutch. So this is how the connection was there always since the ancient time. And Ayurveda has been come to my life. I was studying medicine in Suriname, and the first time I met the first Ayurvedic practitioner in Germany, and I thought I'm going to change this. So I came into I got a scholarship from AYUSH to study BMS in Karnataka, and I finished that in 2018 successfully, and continued my post-graduation in the Netherlands, where I studied about aging vitality. And also I started side by side my own practice. Currently, I'm also helping and working as a Vaidya under Shri Tattva, where I also give my services to help the people in the Netherlands. Not long ago, I've become a part also of the board of the LVNT also, where the LVNT is an organized board of all people working in natural health medicine. So this is under which Ayurveda is coming. And we had previously one association of Ayurveda practitioners and doctors, where we cannot call our doctors, but we can practice as natural healers in the Netherlands, which has been fused to a huge organization currently, where we can successfully and also legally practice Ayurveda in the Netherlands. This practice, what we have right now in the Netherlands, have been putting up since many years, where insurance companies also give insurance also for people who want to seek Ayurveda. Despite of that, we have a long journey for exploring and also catering this beautiful knowledge to our society. So today I'm also, I have many places sometimes I speak. So today I'm speaking on behalf of Shri Tattva. So what we are doing right now currently in the Netherlands. So excuse me if I mix sometimes my viewpoints, and starting with that, I would take the blessings of Lord Dhanvantari, because the knowledge is there, and where we get that to cater the whole knowledge for Ayurveda in the Netherlands. Our inspiration, as Kim already told, is Shri Ravi Shankarji. I was telling about my personal experience when I had to choose to continue my journey in the medical, current medical system, and also to choose for Ayurveda. When I was in a dilemma, I suddenly got a video, and in that video, he told that Ayurveda is going to be the future medicine. So don't worry, my dear. Just think what is there, just a random video. And at that point of time, I made this choice. I never regret for my choice in my life. It was a great journey for me that India hosted me, and I'm really proud of India, which has been giving me this opportunity to learn this beautiful knowledge. And I'm also feel indebted to give this knowledge back and also help people from the core level, to help people to understand how to improve their lifestyle. So who are we? Sri Sri Tattva is currently one of the leading organizations where we cater Ayurveda not only in the Netherlands, but also throughout whole Europe, where we have different Vaidyas working under one company. So we cater around 36 countries with more than 350 products, with more than 240,000 employees all over the world. And it's what we cater currently right now is about all our products are, as we know, from natural and effective, affordable plant-based formulas, according to the rules and regulations mentioned through the Dutch import system. So our goal is that, as what we define for an individual is also what we take along for our Gurudev's vision, is that we want to have a disease-free body, to cure to have the breath which is quivering, a stress-free mind, an inhibition-free intellect, an obsession-free memory, an ego that includes all, and a soul that is free from sorrow. So this is what everyone would like to have. And this is what with this vision, where we focus as a person for a personal well-being, Ayurveda gives us the base for practicing and reaching this goal. So today I want to focus a little bit, how can we fit more in the current system of health? Netherlands is currently facing a lot of problems when it comes to mental health, when organizing their healthcare system. We have currently the best healthcare system all over the world, and still we feel that it is not functioning. So currently in the new health system accordance from the Netherlands, they have told that natural medicine is going to be also a part of reaching this goal. So during my studies in the Netherlands, I have also learned about positive health. So positive health is very newly way of designed way of thinking how to organize care for people. And this is how also Sri Sri Tattva is also catering in that sense. So many of you, I was asked to speak about one topic, and I think this is a very beautiful way of how to look, how can we fit into the system, and how can we also contribute towards a better healthcare system, not only functioning in the Netherlands, but also all over Europe. So this is a Dutch way, but then I have also an English form of this. So this is like one complete way of looking of positive health, where bodily functions are important, mental well-being is important, meaningfulness is important, quality of life, participation, and daily functioning. So this is a web of 6 important things which helps us to cater well-being and also positive health to people, which works on ground level for people living in cities or also in rural areas, where we, from Ayurveda itself, for benefiting the people. So my aim currently in the Netherlands is not taking all the complicated things what we have right now, what we can, because Ayurveda can cater so many things, but can we practice everything? No, because we have restrictions. We cannot do everything as per what we practice in India. And of course, it's wonderful if we can do that. But within our scope of reaching out, I think this is a very good way, as per me, and this is also I'm practicing, that we can cater health, wellness, and well-being for people in these 6 areas. Along with that, we can also have the supplements. And I'm also very delightful to share the knowledge that 2 weeks ago, I was in Berlin for the Ayurveda conference with the Indian embassy in collaboration with all the doctors, and also good research is happening in Germany, where they are going to say that finally we can, in 2022, we can say that our ashwagandha is going to be called not as a food supplement, but as a medicine. So that is a great achievement for all the scholars who have been working in this field, so that we can prescribe this as a medicine and not as a food supplement. So I think there are great things happening also. And also what my goal also in the Netherlands is that all our doctors who come from the Netherlands, come from India, also can be recognized as doctors. Currently, we can be practiced under practice license of practitioners, which is based on CPON and SNRO level of accreditation from accredited schools in the Netherlands. And also that is regulated by these different regulations in the Netherlands, where everything is organized in a very systematic way from the government of the Netherlands, where everything is checked. So Madam Pereira-ji, also about your question, like how can we regularize this? So we are aware of that, what is happening currently. So I think that is more the part of the LVNT, so I will not speak more deeper onto that. But looking towards this positive health, as I've chosen the topic to speak about, I think bodily functions, Ayurveda has many things when we want to leave people feel healthy, people feeling fit. Sleeping is a problem, tiredness. So all these things are there in where we can also cater. So all the people who are working, we are currently working with 9 doctors and also around 45 practitioners who are legally registered as practitioners who are catering the knowledge of Ayurveda. So all these people, we want to bring them together and just teach them that what is the need of the hour in the Netherlands, and let's cater to that one and just move forward. And we are already good on the track, because since many years this good knowledge have been practiced very well, and this has been catered. Apart from that, so from the art of living, we are addressing not only the physical health, but also the mental health. So we have many programs which we are also offering. For example, the art of breathing, art of meditation, art of yoga, and art of knowledge. So the many things which we are already catering in the Netherlands for not only giving physical health, but also mental health, which we are combining together and giving swasthya rakshanam aturasya vikara prashamanam. So having said that, so this is one of our newly products which has been launched in the COVID time. So this is very beautiful product, and there are research is done currently, and which we can also help people to during my practice, I've been seeing that people can use this. Right now, also the COVID is coming up. It can help the COVID, post-COVID, and also whenever people are afflicted with COVID, it helps to come out from that very easily. Not having taken too much time of you, once again, I excuse myself to speak in front of all the great scholars to have here. And if I have said something mistakenly, please forgive me for that. And I look forward to work with all the people who want to work in the field of Ayurveda and to uplift this knowledge, not only in the field in the Netherlands, but also throughout the world, to see how we can cater the best of East, bringing to the West, and making this Ayurveda grow to reach this to the tiniest and to the most unknown, to the people who are unknown to Ayurveda. We have a great journey ahead, but when we join hands together, everything is possible. Thank you so much. Chagurdaya.
Great, Sashwin. Wonderful presentation. And yeah, good services, and the path which you have chosen from the modern medicine, which I could understand you had a possibility to study modern medicine, but you decided to go for Ayurveda and got a fellowship to study in Karnataka, right?
Yes.
Great. So you are one of the pillars here in the country to take the knowledge further. Wonderful. We'll have some discussions in the end, if that is okay for you. And we'll take quickly our next speaker, Namrata. She's eagerly waiting to give her presentation. And I will be in the end to try to create a bridge between absolutely modern tools and technology with your way of trained practices. So I would be in the end. So Namrata, the platform is yours, and we will see your intro slide and the title and everything. All right, please go ahead.
Thank you for giving this opportunity to present myself. Can you hear me? Like, I'm audible, right? Yeah. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, and I will share my screen. Yes. Can you see it? Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
it's visible. Yes.
Yeah, maximize it. Yes, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about Ayurveda and dietetics, but a little bit about myself before. I came to Netherlands with just to accompany my husband. It was not in my plan anytime. And I was practicing in India for 8 years. I was having my own clinic, Panchakarma Center. When I came here, I started with yoga because I like to connect with people. So I started teaching yoga here, first at school, international school Ahmedabad, and at one studio. And as my background was Ayurveda, people started knowing about it, and they started asking and help for their some conditions. And the people are inspiration here for me. Like my people, I can say, my yoga students, my people, they pushed me to start my practice here. And so here I am, I'm struggling. So it's worth struggling to start practice here, I feel, when the people really wanted it. And it's helping here very well, thanks to Dutch healthcare system, I can say. The doctors here don't give medicines easily. And so the herbs or the simple spices from the kitchen can help very well in small conditions. Yes, but I would like to expand my practice furthermore for medicines also in some conditions wherever it's needed. Okay, so without wasting much time, I will go further. Yes, and I did my BMS in India, JSS Medical Ayurvedic College from Karnataka, it is. And I did postgraduate fellowship in Panchakarma from Pune, and I was practicing in Pune. I did fellowship in Garbha Sanskar, prenatal care in Ayurveda, and also I'm a certified yoga instructor. Okay. Yes. So in short, already with the Giriji, Shaswin, with the Shaswin, everybody already told about it, but still I just mentioned in the short lines, like health is in Ayurveda, concept of what is the health, concept of health in Ayurveda. So health is not just absence of disease, balance is health. The shloka, what we saw before, samadosha, samadhatu, that is this is the meaning of that shloka in short. So balance, and also balance is what? Like balance also, it includes physical, biochemical, intellectual, emotional, behavioral, spiritual, social, and environmental. Like all levels, balance at all levels is called as health. And in Ayurveda, the first aim of Ayurveda is to promote health of individual, and to promote the health. Ayurveda has mentioned 3 pillars. And in that, the 3 pillars are like ahara, nidra, and brahmacharya. It's like a tripod, and ahara means food or diet, food what you eat. Nidra is sleep, and brahmacharya is celibacy. So, but in this, ahara is first. So I would like to give little emphasis on the ahara more here. So what is ahara? Ahara is a food, or like any substance consumed to provide nutritional support is called as food or ahara. And food builds up the physical body and also nourishes our mind. And diet is a kind of food that person habituals to eat, like vegetarian diet or non-vegetarian diet, something like this is called as diet. Or nowadays very famous keto diet or XYZ, so many new things are coming up. So that is diet. And what is Ayurveda dietetics? So was it mentioned in Ayurveda? This word is actually new kind of dietetics, but yes, in a different form. But now under this heading, we can see it little collective way. So there is a definition of Ayurveda dietetics. It's a study of diets from classification of foods to rules to be followed for its selection, preparation, consumption, and practical application of this knowledge for healthy and disease conditions. So Ayurveda has given very minute points for selection of food, what you are selecting, how you are selecting of food according to your prakriti and everything. Slowly we'll go forward for that. And hence, as it is, the diet can be modified in different levels, like selection, preparation, starting from its selection of food, preparation, consumption, everything. So it is widely accepted that the food is the major modifiable factor which can cause healthy conditions also, and which can cause disease condition also. Yes, so Ayurveda has mentioned 8 principles of Ayurveda dietetics. So we'll see now what they are. So first is Upayokta, the individual, which is like our body. Ayurveda's concept is our body is made with Panchamahabhutas, 5 elements, and which then which comes together like ether and air and forms Vata. Fire and water comes together and form Pitta, and water and earth comes together and form Kapha. So every individual has these 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. But in sometimes they are like up and down. Its equilibrium is different in or the proportion wise they are different in different individual. And so there are 7 personalities like Vata Prakriti, Pitta Prakriti, Kapha Prakriti, and the combination of all these 3 and all the 3 equal at equilibrium, that is Sama Prakriti or balance. So this is the constitution. This is your body constitution. So how your body is, you can correlate it like genetics in Ayurveda. So at the time of fertilization, your Prakriti is decided. So then slowly when you grow, according to your prakriti, according to your constitution, if you follow some special kind of diet and do lifestyle, you don't get diseases easily, or you can stay more healthy. Yes, so the second principle is prakriti, or characteristics of food. So food can has 5 attributes, or 5 can be divided. Its constitution can be divided into 5 types. So first is rasa, or taste of food. Then gunas, or 20 qualities of food. There is a mentioning of potency or virya of food. Then third is vipaka, post-digestive effect of food. Prabhava or karma, that is special effect of the food. It's a cumulative effect of all these 4 attributes. It's special, which cannot be described from these 4 qualities, but it has some different effect. That is prabhava. So, and for example, all these things are like guna, virya, vipaka. So qualities, potency, post-digestive effect, and special effects. These qualities or attributes can be used more in for choosing the drugs or for choosing the medicine for a disease condition. But when we go for the diet, so mainly we can focus on the rasa, and which is more easy to understand for everyone. So according to rasa, your body, the kapha, vata, pitta, and kapha, the rasas of the taste of food have effect on your body digestion and the doshas of body. So they act in your body and cause some increase or decrease in doshas in your and changes the equilibrium of your doshas. So for example, madhura means sweet rasa. Example we can take as dates, daddles. So the action on doshas, what it does, so it increases the kapha levels in your body and decreases your vata and pitta levels. Then the second example, amla or amla ras, that is sour taste. For example, lemon, or we can take also as tamarind, and which increases pitta, kapha, and decreases vata. So for example, like if someone has a pitta prakriti, so in the same family you can feel someone, if someone is eating tamarind or like rasam, it's a preparation with the tamarind, something like that, then they one person from the family can get indigestion or like acidity problems or burning sensations in the chest, but not all. So because the person has pitta prakriti, so we have to balance it. So when you have a pitta prakriti, add some jaggery or sugar into it to balance that thing. So this is how like we can see the rasa's effect on the doshas. And now the third principle is karana. Karana is food processing methods. So simple food processing methods can change the food qualities, or the yes, it will change the food qualities, and it makes it more palatable or easily digestible. According to the constitution, we can do this. For example, Agni Sannikarsha. I just read the names and I explain 1 or 2. So Agni Sannikarsha means cooking with fire. Manthana is churning. Kala is maturing. Vasana is flavoring. Kala Apakarsha, effect of time. Bhavana, triturating. Jala, adding water. Bhajana is utensils, what utensils we use to cook. Then Desha, storage or place. Shaucha is washing. So the first we take is Agni Sannikarsha. So when you eat rice is really heavy, especially for diabetic patients and all. We don't suggest more rice in their diet. So, but if they like, what to do? And it is heavy for digestion, the rice. So once, if you roast it lightly, dry roast it lightly, and then if you cook it and make a rice with it, it reduces the heaviness from the rice. So it don't increase your kapha levels when the rice is roasted, and instead it becomes light for digestion. So that's how we can change the property of from heaviness to the lightness of rice. Then for example, like we say the bhajana utensils, what we use nowadays, we end up in using very like non-stick utensils, which are not good for the day-to-day cooking. So instead of, if we use some iron pans or to cook some vegetables, then you can use it as a fortification for the iron supplement a little bit. And for another example, we can take a manthana, is churning. So yogurt or the curd is very heavy for digestion and increases pitta levels in your body, pitta and kapha levels in your body. But when you do churning or manthana, this is an food process or sanskara on yogurt, and you take out the butter. We can separate the butter from that yogurt, and the remaining watery part is called buttermilk or karna milk, and that is very light for digestion and which will not increase your pitta levels also. This was the example for karna. And then the samyoga. Samyoga is combination of food substances. So it can be divided into two things. One is incompatible or the wrong combinations or viruddha ahara, and the second is compatible or foods that can be combined. So first we'll go with the very famous example of this is strawberry milkshake. So milkshakes are very favorite and very much famous, especially in kids also. But this combination is very wrong according to Ayurveda. The sour fruits and the milk combination is very bad. It can cause the skin problems. So some people, like people used to come, okay, I bring bio strawberries or bio oranges, and I use the bio milk, and I make milkshake out of it, and I drink it in the every morning for my breakfast. So, but and they were not finding what is the cause exactly for some conditions, but this was the cause. It is incompatible. We should understand, even though it's bio, but the combination was wrong. And compatible foods. So the foods that can be combined is called as compatible. For example, the dal or the pulses are, yes, very nourishing for nourishing, and same time it increases your vata levels in your body. But when you give a seasoning or tadka in Hindi, so the seasoning with ghee, cumin, or with just garlic, it will control the, it will reduce the effect of vata. So the pulses will increase vata, that can be balanced with by adding this garlic tadka or seasoning to it, and it controls the aggravation of vata because of the pulses. So next is desha or habitat. So the food which is grown in marshy region. So Netherlands, we can correlate like marshy region, which is full of, it's green and with water and lakes, a lot of water. So the food from this kind of area is predominant in kapha and vata dosha. And then the arid region is pitta and vata dosha predominant, arid like deserts or dry lands. And the moderate region is balanced. So the food grown in these kind of different habitats has different qualities. We can also, the same orange from, if it is growing here and or marshy region or arid region or moderate region, has a different qualities and the taste also. So according to the region from where we are come from and where we are now, so we have to change our diet from, like I came from India, I am used with Indian food or vegetables, but now I'm in Netherlands. Suddenly I cannot go and jump on the Netherlands vegetables and diets, but slowly it should be incorporated in the our habit to come to the locally grown food and vegetables to help or to stay healthy, more healthy. The next is kala or time of day, age or season, you can say. So during the from age of when you are born, from there till like 16, we can say it is a balyavastha, or it is that you are a child, and that time the kapha levels will be more in your body. And then from 17 to 60, maybe in Netherlands 70, the pitta levels will be high, and after 70 till you die, its vata levels will be high. So according to the these doshas, dosha predominance, according to your age, the diet should be taken to help your like kapha, when we are child, usually we see kids run or always with running nose, and they get more cold, oftenly cold, and it stays for longer time because they are in the kapha predominant avastha. So that time giving sour fruits early in the morning or at late night, it is prohibited for all, but especially for kids it is more. Or if you're giving, you can just add some black pepper powder to it, and then that's how you can balance the increase of kapha in kids with the fruits. Now the time of day, kala, when it considered as a time of day. So pitta, so it is divided in 6 type, 6. Okay, so daytime, this is the classification, like from 10 to 2 it is pitta predominant time, then 2 to 6 it is vata predominant time, and 6 to 10 it is kapha predominant time. And you can see like pitta is more in is predominant during 10 to 2. So this is the best time to eat your heavy meal because the digestion is very strong. So the lunch could be strong, and whatever you want you can eat at maximum your capacity. But usually our dinner which will fall in between 6 to 8 or sometimes 9. So that time it is kapha time, and it is so here digestion will be very low. And so when if you should prefer your meals should be light for digestion during kapha time, and your lunch should be heavy as it is pitta time. According the same way, the season will affect the different seasons will affect the taste and the properties of food, and so one should consume food according to the season. Now the rashi, or the quantity of food. So yes, Ayurveda has mentioned sarvagraha. So all food types combine as one. If when you eat as a meal, like you can see here, usually we don't have like starter, soup, starter, main course, and the dessert. That's not the concept in Indian tradition or Ayurveda. So all food, all type of food can be kept in the same one plate, and you have to start with something and like that. So especially we start with the amla rasa or the sour taste. So it will increase the salivation in your mouth, and so whatever you're going to eat it is easy. It becomes a little easy to digest, and it starts digesting right from your mouth. And so we start with the sour taste, and we can also start with madhura to feel satisfaction, and we end the diet with the kashaya or astringent taste. So it cleanses your palate, and so the kashaya or astringent taste. For example, it's buttermilk. Buttermilk has a very strong astringent taste, predominant in astringent taste. And so it is preferable to eat to drink after your meals, especially your lunch. And also the food, like the rice, whatever you're eating, or when you are combining together, then the half part of your capacity of your stomach capacity should be solids. 1/4 capacity should be liquid, like dal or water, or the curry, rasam, buttermilk, whatever you're taking. And 1/4 part of your stomach should be left empty for all the actions are happening in your stomach. So some space it needs to have it happen it. And then the parigraha, so food type quantities. So yes, there are some mentioning in text, like how much rice or the cereals should be taken, how much meat if you're eating, then how much it should be, and how much pulses it should be taken, like that references also we have. And now the Upyoga Samstha, like there are some rules for general rules to get more healthy life and get more nutrition from the food or diet what you are eating. So first is important the quality, what you select. The quality of food should be nice. It should not be with disease or something like that. Preferably bio, local, locally grown. It should and seasonal. It should be. And then the quantity. So what kind of work you do, and what activities you're doing. So according to that, you should understand the quantity of food what you're eating. And then the everybody has a different digestive capacity and physical needs. So food should be according to that consumed. processing or cooking methods. So this is very important when you stay in a family. Then if we cook the same dal, but yes, somebody has pitta property, somebody has a vata and constitution, and somebody has a kapha constitution. So with the different seasoning, we can utilize it for a different personalities, and same dal can be taken by all the 3 constitutions according to their needs. Then the combinations. So avoid incompatible foods. Eat when hungry. Eat in properly sitting position in a clean and calm environment. This is very important. I see in Netherlands all are busy and they prefer to go. So they eat while going, while walking. So that's not recommended in Ayurveda. When you completely focus on what are you eating, where you are eating, with calm and quiet mind, and when you enjoy, your all 5 sense organs are involved in your eating, then it gives you nourishment. Otherwise, it's just to go. So you don't get that much nourishment from that kind of food. It just fills your stomach, but no nutrition. Now, food with all taste. The food should consider all the tests, like 6 rasas or 6 tests Ayurveda has mentioned. So preferably in every diet, try to keep all kind of tests in your meals. Then it should be unctuous, snigdha. Unctuous means not oily. It should be naturally, it should have some natural oil in it. So it is snigdha. This is unctuous, it means snigdha. And then the warm, it should be freshly prepared and warm, preferably. And then preferable sequence of tests are Madhura first. So Madhura Rasa, why first? Madhura is a sweet taste. So it gives satisfaction. When we eat dessert, like nowadays concept, dessert at last. So after fulfilling your full, when you complete your meals, then sweet always, people tend to eat more sweet. So already you are full, and when you eat sweet at last, you end up in eating little more than your capacity. So better if you eat in the first stage of, while eating first, if you eat with Madhura, the sweet taste has a satisfying quality, which will satisfy you, and then you end up in eating in the proper diet. And then the Amla Lavana, and end with Katutikta Kashaya is astringent, the bitter, pungent, and the astringent rasa, the taste at the last. Yes. And now the benefits of following Ayurveda dietics. So it is to promote and maintain health of healthy people, to cure, remove all diseases of ill people, to live gracefully, harmoniously by restoring balance and coordination of body, mind, and spirit, to focus prevention of illness, improve quality of life, promote longevity, eliminate impurities, improve immune system, and increase harmony. In short, just to have a healthy, balanced life, it is very important to follow Ayurveda dietics. And thank you. And yeah, I just would like to say my clinic name is Vishwayur Yoga, and yes, it is inspired. It's Vishwayuj. The website name is Vishwayur Yoga, but it's Vishwayuj. So Yuj word has come from the yoga, and Vishwa is world. Vishwa means world or universe. So I would like to help and serve here people to get rejuvenate and reconnect with their own self and with all environmentals. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Namrata. Excellent talk, and delineating clearly the food, which is so essential for well-being, and also pointing out certain things which perhaps we were doing wrongly while eating, mentioning not to eat this in the end or first. I mean, it's very nice, and I'm sure it has been useful for all of us, but also for the public as large. Yeah, you had some suggestion. Yeah, tell me.
Yes, just the thing is, I was not knowing the rules and regulations. With Dr. Premdani sir and with the Shaswin, they helped me with my further registration and other processes. And thanks for that. And why the diet came. Usually it is a little unfocused area of Ayurveda, the diet of Ahara. And But why? Even I was not interested, I think, in first. But when I came here and people started asking me the help, and I was as I was not registered or something, so I was having so many restrictions to prescribe medicine or something, and that's how this concept. I like this. Okay, so I start with their kitchen. So they have spices, they have food to eat. I can suggest some. So I can give this without fear, and I just started with the diet. And yes, there are some my students now, my patients who were having lactose intolerance, and so they never consume any milk or milk products. But I started with the carne milk, buttermilk, by adding some cumin and black pepper powder to it and diluting the carne milk. Slowly, now they can drink pretty thick carne milk and little milk in their coffee. It is palatable now. They can digest it very well. So these small changes in the things, it can help. And so I like this concept now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Namrata. I'm the last. So yeah, difficult because it's very, very late in India already. So I have to rush. I'll talk about a pure science and trying to give some pointers where Ayurveda could be very relevant. So let me share my screen as well. I think this is the one. Is it visible to others? It's okay.
Yes, of course. Yes.
All right. So I'm trying to talk a little bit on the bridging the gap between modern medicine and Ayurveda, and try to connect with the work which we have been doing for several years, and see where you people could be relevant. And it's purely modern science, the all molecular, cell, and pathology, physiology, everything is there in my talk. Let me quickly talk about the translational science, which is so relevant, what you people are doing to understand. And you are mainly talking on phenotyping. So phenotype screening, cancer discovery. There's so many different things which are all possible, and they all come under the translational science, because if we do directly help the patient, the science which we do, that would be the relevant science. So our research is mainly translational science, and that includes several things like genomics, clinical trials, obviously, and eventually heading to the precision medicine, means the personalized medicine. We heard briefly from Dr. Momayaji talking, and also one of you mentioned about the genotyping. So if we look at in the modern science, and linking with the way you people are talking about Ayurveda, it is basically our genes. So like a DNA, in the genotyping, which we call the janam or birth, at the time of birth, you have a certain gene within you, and these genes are constantly reflecting as a dogma, which is mRNA, from gene to coming mRNA to the tRNA, and then tRNA getting into the proteins. If you look here, mRNA could be vata, tRNA pitta, and protein is kapha. It's straightforward, mRNA presence is very short-lived. Pitta, tRNA is so important when the proteins are being synthesized. And a lot of things are affecting, which are, for example, our actions, day-to-day activities, our karma. And that is epigenetics, which Dr. Mamaya also mentioned. So not only the genes which are routinely doing this a dogma from mRNA to RNA to protein, but the environment, the karma, everything is changing our phenotype, and that's how we are presented. Our disease or well-being, everything is linked in this circle. And that's, I think, very important for all of us to understand. So I think there is a clear-cut link between these two situations, mainly from the genes to from genotype to phenotype. And coming back to here, phenotype, where the Ayurvedic constitution, and they're all affected by the lifestyle, behavior, diet, digestion, we just heard, stress, and the environmental factors. So you see, these all are so relevant to day-to-day life and changing this whole process of um, these factors changing the genes are changing up to the functional entity, which is protein, and then we are getting disease or remaining healthy or getting trouble in various organs, particularly heart related problems or the lungs related problems. So I'll present some data on lungs today. What we have been doing, these are the patients with the chronic lung diseases, which is called COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Just to refresh your memory, you see the lungs, they look like the conducting zones and the respiratory zone. Conducting zones when the oxygen is the air is being pumped into the trachea to bronchus, and then bronchus, the bronchioles, and then further up to the alveolar level where the gaseous exchange happens. This is a normal routine phenomenon. And in the normal situation, if you cut, let's say, one of the bronchial ring, if you look at here, they represent very clearly the normal structure with the cartilage and the muscle layer and then epithelial layer and the glands in between. If you go further, looking at in the patients, the normal lung and the patients with, for example, pulmonary, chronic pulmonary disease, obstructive disease, they have this muscle mass has changed their phenotype. Again, we were talking about from genotype to phenotype, means their structure has changed, means that muscle cells are more fibroblastic in nature, and then they are grown in the size. So there is a more remodeling has happened. So our bronchial rings are becoming more thicker and creating problem for the oxygenation. So like the oxygen, the air which we are taking through trachea up to the bronchial level, everything is getting narrowed, then there is a much less air going up to the alveolar level, which is needed for the gaseous exchanges. So that's how the diseased lung look like. We went further to look at these lungs and dissected out many mechanisms. So I'll share with you some of them. Here you look at the normal, absolutely normal lung, and this red color beautiful layer is in the normal lung is the airway smooth muscle, which is really the functional entity, and its function is contractile and relaxation. But if you look at here, these vessels are just normal vessels, and also some of the vessels are there. These are the what we call the capillaries, which are there, and the glands. So just normal lung. And if you look at the lungs with the COPD, there's a tremendous swelling rather than the accumulation, which is called the basement membrane. And all these, these beautiful aligned airway smooth muscle cells, which are the contractile cells, have changed their phenotype, have they changed their structure, and they are more are fibroblastic in nature, and they have grown in size. So they're in between, other layers have come up, and then it's growing in size to block the bronchial rings, and then the patient is developing obstructions, and then eventually they do not survive. And then here we have the lot of inflammation below this epithelial layer. So this is a rupture of epithelial layer, and these glands are also swollen in these patients. showing some data from 14 patients. We have all the clinical parameters. Mainly, we look at the lung function, where we have the lung function value, which is called the forced expiratory volume, and 1 second is less than 75%. So the lung function is very drastically deteriorated in the patients with COPD, and here is lung function is more than 85% functional. So there is a gaseous exchange better. So we can compare these two group of patients, and obviously the entire history of these patients available. We decided to look at what's happening at the epithelial layer. This was one of our first study. You see these normal lung versus the COPD lung, and you see this. We have done a specific staining for Ki67. It is used as a cell marker when the cells are proliferating. Ki67 is a very relevant marker, and also used in the cancer patients to study the cell proliferation. In these cases, in COPD, we do have higher index for these marker, indicating that the epithelial cells, they are proliferating more as compared to the normal one. But whether this proliferation is good enough to repair the epithelial damage, because there is an epithelial damage, and this repair process is consequent to that epithelial damage to these patients. So here you look at the index with the lung function. So higher is the expression level, Ki67, the deeply deteriorated is the lung functions. You see this, the patient, very severe COPD. There's a very high expression for Ki67, mean the marker for the cell proliferation. We looked at, we knew earlier from other like skin wound healing experiments and all that, and we did for the first time created an in vitro model. So we took these epithelial cells from the human. These are all patient material, and then we cultured these epithelial cells in a classical fashion, and then we wanted to develop a cell culture model where we can understand which particular molecule is better for repair mechanism, whether we can assist these epithelial cells for repair. And indeed, fibroblast growth factor, which was known in the other skin repair data, which is quite relevant, but FGF2 we found more relevant, as you can see. So we created a wound in a monolayer of epithelial cells, and then applied the growth factor there. And then you see there is a clear cut after 72 hours. There is the wound is closing as compared to the control cells. And this is a kind of index by which we can measure. So we could find one pointer that FGF2 is quite relevant in this case. We have looked at all their expression in the lungs, all these patients, and then we could establish that there is this growth factor is not only at the epithelial level, but also responsible for these patients because they develop chronic pulmonary hypertension. So you see their blood vessels are also very much blocked, or rather getting clogged up to the fourth stage of the blockage, as you can see here. And then there is an intimal proliferation. So we established that the pulmonary arteries in these patients are also getting remodeled in response to this ongoing tussle of lack of oxygen in the lungs, and these patients are eventually developing pulmonary hypertension, and very difficult for them to walk even, half a kilometer. They are few hundred meters, and they are very, very tired. These are the things which we found out. Then we decided these all muscle cells which were there, which we found they are proliferating very highly. We wanted to see whether these cells are also constantly contributing to this repair and the denudation problem, like there is a perpetuated inflammation or not. And as you can see here, these muscle cells are expressing a very vital growth factor, VEGF, and became a very important molecule for study for us. we looked at the VEGF as a vascular endothelial growth factor. We were one of the first in 1890, actually 92, the paper came out, and also in the gene bank we deposited. We were the first to clone this gene from the human heart, but obviously it was very relevant for the blood vessel growth, mainly in the cancer patients. And here in this case, we found VEGF is really, again, inversely correlated, and their expression in various parts like epithelial cells, vascular smooth muscle cells, or airway smooth muscle cells. So at various level, VEGF concentration is there. And higher is the VEGF in these patients, lung function is deteriorated. So it's a culprit molecule in case of lungs with the COPD, and we need to really do something about it. So we wanted to understand how we can block this production of VEGF in these patients. We went on to do the culture experiment. We isolated these airway smooth muscle cells from these patients. We dissected out these muscle cells, put them in culture, and in this way, so this little bronchial ring from the patients, those who were being operated at thorax center here, and then we are able to put them in culture, and then they grow like a sprout. So, and then make a hill and valley pattern beautiful. So muscle cells are, so it's a long process, but we are able to do experiments after 4 or 5 weeks of culturing. Treating these cells with various growth factors, looking at what's coming out from them, using classical tools of molecular and cell biology. Here we show that VEGF is really a transient fashion. mRNA is expressed as compared to the control GAPDH, and the protein is also constantly increased after 8 hours, and then obviously it will decrease after some time. So there is a transient production of VEGF in response to, for example, here TGF beta we have used. We wanted to understand the factor which is coming out from these airway smooth muscle cells is really relevant, is really biologically active. So what we did, we treated these cells and blocked the receptor in other co-culture experiments. So what we did, we have the endothelial cells, because the VEGF work on endothelial cell, and we blocked the receptor there by the VEGF receptor inhibitor, like tyrosine kinase inhibitor. And then we can see that when we block the receptor, the HUVEC or the human umbilical, when endothelial cell proliferation is really hampered as compared to, so the serum coming from TGF beta treated versus the inhibitor, there is a significant drop in the proliferation. So airway smooth muscle cells, they express VEGF, and this VEGF is biologically active. And now the point is how we can block it, how we can find the pathway. So we wanted to do quickly a model to develop exactly a similar model, how the patients are breathing. They're having a very swallow a breathing pattern, and then they have a very tough situation to breathe. But we wanted to look at about 15 cycles of breathing. So we took these cells and created a cyclical stretch model. So we cultured on the cells on a special membrane and applied a vacuum for 15 cycles per minute. And then that is a comparable situation of COPD patients. And then after the cyclical stretch, and the cells were put obviously in this incubator, and this is the plate where we could apply this vacuum. And this cyclical biaxial stretch would give rise a situation which we call the mechanical stretch, is exactly what is happening in our lung, and then see what happens to the genotype and whether we can block certain genes there. So we did in this way, took the airway from the patients, cultured them, applied this uniform biaxial stretch, and for different time points. And then we did the antibody array. So we decided to look at protein as an array. You could do DNA microarray to find the genes, but we decided to look at the proteins because in the conditioned medium, all the proteins are released. mRNA would not be coming out because it will die very quickly. So we looked at all the proteins. So these are about 44 cytokines applied. They are all relevant cytokines for inflammation in the lung. And we found control versus stretch. There are many of these cytokines are downregulated, but several are upregulated, as you can see here. Many cytokines are coming up. And when we quantified every dot from this chip, from this array chip, we were able to quantify this looking at the angiogenin, VEGF, and GROW. These are very relevant molecule for the angiogenesis that we have to prevent in these patients. But also other cytokines like IL-6 and IL-8 and TNF-beta, they were upregulated. So we understand now some of the growth factors and cytokines, and there is a complete milieu of these inflammatory molecules in the lungs, and those are really very problematic. So we looked at by blocking, so we did the cyclical stretch, treated these cells with various pathways, for example, apoptotic pathway like Votmenin or ERK pathways, or the one of the pathways for the in the signaling mechanism using the Y27. But none of them except the ERK pathway was involved. So when we block this pathway, the VEGF production is blocked. And so we found a molecule, a direct target of blocking the VEGF production in these patients. And obviously this is a great pointer for future work, which companies would love to produce. But our research has given a pointer that if we block locally ERK pathway, we can block the VEGF production. Hence, these patients would be benefited. So that's how, summarizing the entire situation, what's happening in these patients. So you see this epithelial layer due to smoke, tobacco, noxious gases, everything, happening, which these cells are being bombarded by all kind of situations. AQI, which is now so common, particularly in the Indian conditions. Several cities, they have very high AQI. But in our country here in Netherlands, we have other noxious gases, but also smoking is also a tremendous problematic culprit to have this epithelial repair or injury to the epithelium, and then leading to this constant pathway, which is linked with many growth factors and cytokines, which are these underneath these airway smooth muscle cells. They change the phenotype. So when they are usually contractile, but when these cytokines and growth factors are coming, they change their phenotype and they become synthetic. They start producing all these cytokines and growth factors. And so there is a perpetuation. So there is a constant inflammation, which is requiring the blockage at certain stages. And our study has given certain pointers for the treatment for these patients. So what I wanted to just point out here was simply that this is a pure using the model tune cell technology to understand the pathogenesis of disease. This is something very different as compared to what we are talking about. I think if the prevention and also some of the treatment which you would offer would be very, very relevant for these patients without going so much deeper into these mechanisms. But I think it is looking at the East and West, which we just heard from some of you telling that that East and West need to come together. So some of the technology from West can verify the Eastern medical system, as well as their products which are so relevant and could be used to help these patients. This is just one example. There are so many disease and so many illnesses which are needed to be tackled. So I'll just obviously finish by finishing my talk here, and would be happy to take any questions so we can go ahead for our discussions, and put please every question which you have to me as well as to other colleagues here, and we ourselves would have question to each other as well. Pavanji, you are the first to put forward your concern and questions to us sitting here in various cities of Netherlands. I'm in Rotterdam. I think Namrata is in Eindhoven, and Kim probably in Maastricht at the moment.
In Maastricht at the moment, yes.
Yes. So entire country, and Griechi in Vlodorp, near also not too far from you. So we are sitting everywhere, and Sashwan, I think in The Hague probably, or yeah.
Yes,
or
and
Gouda.
generally also like Leiden, but now in Utrecht.
And now
So
Utrecht.
I'm actually also wondering, I guess he's still present, but he has an evening program.
Oh,
So,
okay. So he has to leave. Okay.
yeah.
I'll ask Pavanji for the questions. Pavanji, please.
Thank you. Mesmerizing session, sir.
Please.
I was listening to all experts. Really great session. Thank you to you that you have led the session well, moderated well, coordinated well, and well planned. Really, Dr. Harishankar Sharma ji, excellent.
Thank you.
This was our 25th country of Global AYUSH series.
Wonderful.
We have completed UK, USA, Sweden, Latvia, and SAR countries, all SAR countries like that. So thank you very much. Please support us like today forever. We will be circulating you our webinars. Tomorrow will be our grand webinar, 500 first webinar after completing. I am really thankful to you all that we have created a history in India. Today this webinar was our 500th webinar. So thank you all for creating history in webinar of India for AYUSH awareness. Definitely it is a proud moment for all of us. So thank you all again. Means please do join every day. I would like to request Professor V.K. Agnihotri ji. Professor V.K. Agnihotri.
Thank you, Professor Pawan Sharma ji. Namaskar to everybody. I think Professor Pawan Sharma ji is almost half slept, according to watch.
Yeah, he's very tired. Yeah.
Though he is alert enough to communicate his heartfelt thanks for your presence and your great moderation. Well, in India it is 11:34 IST. So we have got 2 consecutive webinars on today evening, right from 7 p.m. So I don't think that the minutes are left for my concluding remarks, but still as a duty, I would like to complete it. So during our first time webinar, though the topic was there on antimicrobial and Dr. Especially when I talk about the Dr. Ashok Thakur, he coming from allopathy, so he narrated all the types and details about the development and history of the antibiotics, antifungal, microbials, etc., and is being covered by Dr. Raghavendra Dubey, Dr. Ritu Kapoor, Dr. Manoj Adlaka, and finally Dr. Akhilesh Bhargavaja. I just want to add one thing that as per their information, I have also collected, this is my PhD thesis, way back in 1983. And I also performed some work on the water extract of Stectosporum, and it has got the colony clearing capacity, which was studied under the microbiology section. So it reveals that not only the chemical group, there are so many things which are helpful for acting over the E. coli. This is under the microbiology mean, and it has got the colony clearing capacity. So just saving the time, I'll just giving the glimpses. And now in that way, I thank all those persons who have given all his inputs with their distinguished knowledge. So that webinar on the terms of the AYUSH in the our microbial antimicrobial system, could it be possible? So all the coming groups were of great value. Then we come to commemorate our Netherlands Day. So my greetings and my good wishes to all the Netherlands persons, and especially it is the pleasure of Professor Dr. Harishankar Sharma, who managed all these things in such a manner that I don't know what time Netherlands is now facing, but everybody is alert enough. I've got a great.
It's 7 o'clock here. 7 o'clock. 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Oh, that's why. That's why you are enjoying.
Yeah, we are enjoying. We are having fun.
Okay. So I would not let you allow to enjoy the fun by your own. We are also with you because you are celebrating your national day. So what I feel that as far as our topic was concerned, that the scope and practice of AYUSH in Netherlands. Professor, you talked about so many details of the lung parenchymal tissue and all the. Being a great pathologist, you touched all the deepest status of that. But I am happy enough that at least 3 persons which came in my knowledge that they are BAMS and they are from India. So I was in the safe hands there in Netherlands. The one is the lovely son of our Premidhani ji, Dr. Pawan, who is completed his BMS from Odisha, and on the other hand, Dr. Sachin Ole, he already completed BMS from Karnataka, and again Dr. Namrata Yangam, she has also completed BMS from Karnataka, and she has also done her MD from Pune. So in that way, they know everything as far as the Ayurveda details are concerned. As far as the Miss Kim is concerned, she very honestly talked about the rules and regulations, the principles and the modalities of Ayurvedic sciences, and in what way, how she got influenced. So overall, with all the great contribution of your
one left,
I think, and one more is there. He's Mr. Girish Mohania ji. He also deeply touched the being a Vedic guru. This is what the Indian culture is. Indian Ved and Indian Ayurveda. These both were, say, crossed the country limits only because of this gentleman, and because of the Mahesh Yogi ji. He is chosen the Netherlands itself, and now the disciples are doing the rest of the work which he left after his demise. So not only Shri Ravi Shankar ji, 2 persons coming from Shri Ravi Shankar ji's concept of art of living, and others are coming from Mahesh Yogi ji. So in whole way, we feel that Netherlands is mini India with no prejudice. It feels like that, and you spoken in almost international language in English, but I am quite sure that you all knowing Hindi and can speak Hindi very well. So this is my pleasure that we are seeing Hindi there in Netherlands, and Netherlands one of our friend country. So Ayurveda must be there. But as far as you talked about the rightfulness of the Ayurvedic approach, if it is not there in the terms of the government support, as Dr. Miss Kim told that she starts giving something from kitchen, she takes help from the spices. So in this way, the Ayurveda is still vital, and we do hope with the hands of the Ayurvedic practitioners, especially which are those who are qualified with the Ayurvedic degrees, our Ayurveda is much more safe in the hands of these gentlemen. So with these words,
with your kind permission, sir, I would like to invite Dr. Naveen.
Naveen Gupta,
Dr.
yes,
Naveen from UK, and Dr. Naveen is from Netherlands also.
Still, you are very much alive, vital, and encouraged, enthusiastic to carry on till midnight, I think.
I don't know, sir.
नमस्कार
First
नमस्कार
name
पवन
came
जी
to me.
नमस्कार
You are
पवन जी
welcome.
नमस्कार प्रोफेसर
नवीन जी तो सुबह से ही इन गुरुओं के चरणों में अपना श्रद्धा व्यक्त कर चुके हैं। सुबह इनका मैसेज आ गया था और अब प्रत्यक्ष भी आ गया। हाँ, आइए, स्वागत है नवीन जी।
सबसे
Dr.
पहले
Naveen
आचार्य
ji,
जी गिरीश
yes,
जी
yes.
मोमाया वैदिक ऋषि को मेरा दंडवत प्रणाम, और उसके बाद डॉक्टर हरिशंकर शर्मा जी को आज करीब करीब 38 इयर्स के बाद मैंने अभी तो स्क्रीन पे देखा, साक्षात भी देखने का मौका लगेगा और मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा। नीदरलैंड्स में है। डॉक्टर शर्मा को याद होगा, डॉक्टर शर्मा अगर हैं तो डॉक्टर शर्मा आपको याद होगा कि आपने 1984 में रजौरी गार्डन दिल्ली में मेरी जीपी प्रैक्टिस थी आयुर्वेद की, तो आपने एक अमंग जीपी ऑफ वेस्ट दिल्ली यू ऑर्गेनाइज्ड a talk on Maharshi Amrit Kalash. Can you recall, sir? Hello, it's okay. So, Dr. Sharma ji, can you recall that in 1984 you were in Delhi and I was just a beginning practitioner in 1993 I practiced. So, and then you delivered a beautiful talk, and all my allopathic friends and Ayurvedic colleagues, they were so mesmerized by the presentation you did for Maharshi Amrit Kalash. I think at that time it was not ready or getting to be ready at that time. Am I right, sir?
Well, I think नवीन जी आप थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो रहे हैं। मैं 1984 में दिल्ली में तो था, but वो
सर एक मिनट नवीन जी उनका नाम भी हरी शर्मा है, दूसरे है वो।
अच्छा वो दूसरा, अच्छा
हाँ वो भी हरिशंकर शर्मा जी हैं, वो शायद यूएस
बेस्ड हैं।
अच्छा मैं उनकी बात उनको सोचा। अच्छा सर आपको भी चरण में बहुत बहुत प्रणाम। आपने तो मतलब आप तो प्रतिबिंब है।
दिल्ली में
गुरु को दिया मिला है।
हाँ, और हमारे मोबाइल जी के दर्शन हो गए। गुरुवर प्रणाम आपको, चरण स्पर्श। गुरुवर जी का आशीर्वाद मेरे पर, मेरी पत्नी पे श्रीमती रश्मि गुप्ता और मेरे दोनों बच्चे सुशांत प्रतीक, गुरुवर का बहुत आशीर्वाद है। हम लोग फ्लोदोरप में गुरुवर के साथ ही बैठते हैं कुछ दिन। तो इन शब्दों के साथ मैं तो अब ज्यादा समय नहीं लूंगा। बहुत 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 अच्छे टॉक्स हो गई हैं, बहुत इंटेलिजेंट और बहुत अपनी कितने अच्छे लोग हैं, प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं। और चैलेंज तो देखो जी 1994-95 में जब नीदरलैंड पहुंचे तो चैलेंज तो शुरू हो ही गए थे। चैलेंज तो उस समय से पता है, लीगल चैलेंजेस भी पता है, ईयू के चैलेंजेस पता है, नीदरलैंड्स के चैलेंजेस पता है। कहाँ चैलेंजेस में वो चीजें पता है जहां रोक लगी, जहां परमिशन मिली, ये तो बड़ा इजी है।
हाँ गुप्ता जी, किम जो है वो बिल्कुल हिंदी नहीं समझती। Can we?
I can speak in Netherlands also. I can speak in Dutch.
Yeah, no, English.
But then everybody will not understand. So let me speak in English. So
English,
for the sake of this
speak in Dutch.
I can speak Dutch very good.
So that it will be a gift to Miss Kim. You must.
No, it's okay because then you will not understand, which is dishonest.
No problem. I will understand.
No, it's okay.
I will understand Dr. Niyaz. I will understand Vaidya Niyaz. No problem.
Okay, no, it's okay. So the point here is that I came to Netherlands as a teacher, and I was teaching at a school which I will not name, which is for me it's a bad school, so I will not name that now. So because one should talk good always. Then later on I started my practice in Holland, in Breda. Then I had almost 9 to 10 clinics in Roermond, Venlo, and Rotterdam, Amsterdam. Virtually many places where my students were there, because I had a chain of students in Netherlands at that time. So until 2009, then I decided it was enough for me to work in Netherlands. Then I decided to move to Switzerland. So then 2009, I moved to Switzerland, and 2012, I was working for Maharshi Ayurveda Health Center in Seelisberg as a Panchakarma physician. I worked there for 3-4 years. It was so nice. And one time, unexpectedly, Shri Ravi Shankar came to that, how do you call it, Seelisberg. He was not invited. He just came because he had some some Indian colleagues and Indian, I think, how do you call it? I don't know now. Anyway, so there were 30, 40 people, they just came and they could not enter the building. And then I was, because I was doing Panchakarma at that time. So this, he wanted to show them the place where he was initially entered into Ayurveda or TM, meditation by His Holiness. And then I said, Guruji, I called all the people who are my friends there in Switzerland that time, but nobody was available because it was lunchtime. Then I said, okay, I take a risk. I allow you, please come. And then I showed him all the places and everything where he was working before. Anyway, it was a very, very great moment having these gurus. So I can share, and about the knowledge, you know, I'm very, very small in front of Dr. Sharma ji and all these beautiful people. Premdani is a very, very good friend of mine for perhaps 40 years. And so let me end up with these notes. And Guruvar ji ko pranam again. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity, Pavanji, to speak for a couple of minutes. Thank you very much.
Great. Great to hear. Now you are based in Switzerland, Naveen?
No, sir. It's a, देखो, Charak के पैर में, sorry, Harshit Charaka had wheels on his feet. So perhaps God has given me also wheels on my feet. So I moved from Netherlands to Belgium, Belgium to Germany, Germany to Switzerland, and now finally to London. And perhaps the next journey is Vrindavan Dham, where I will just go after my retirement to have a Akhandit Brijvas, Vrindavan Vas.
Originally कहाँ से India?
Originally, sir, Delhi 6 Chandni Chowk.
Okay. चलिए.
Delhi 6 Chandni Chowk.
हाँ, तभी आपने बताया क्योंकि
नहीं, हाँ, वो हिंदी की शुद्ध हिंदी दिल्ली के बोलते हैं जी, बनी है पूरे, और खुद में बनिया बना पूरा।
समृद्धि के स्तंभ है।
हाँ जी।
Wonderful. Great to hear. Keep it up. So you are based in London now.
Yes.
Which one of the outskirt area?
No. I'm based in Central London.
Oh, Central London.
And my clinic is with the Transcendental Meditation Victoria Center in Trafalgar Square, the place where the first place in the whole world where most of the visitor all over the world comes to see the Trafalgar Square. There is my clinic. By the grace of, by the grace of.
You live in the Blackheath area? You live where you live?
I live in Essex, in London part, but I also have an apartment in St. John's Wood, opposite Just Cricket. I can watch cricket from my own house.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, I met Sachin and all these people there. So, but that's not the point now here. Very good.
I'm
a humble student of Ayurveda, and I will always remain a student, sir. So, and just without any prejudice, I'm just saying that this is my 45th year in Ayurveda, sir, by your blessings.
Wonderful. Very good. So nice to hear. So nice to see. Thank you, Naveenji. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Okay. So coming back to some other questions, actually the lady who was there from the government, I texted to her, but I think she was gone. Premdani ji, can we get her in the end, or can you connect?
Because she thought that this was going to be at 2 o'clock, so she logged in at 2 o'clock.
Oh, she has to leave. Yeah, she has to leave. Okay.
The timing. So I can see how I can find her.
So I have written in the text, but I think the best.
शर्मा जी प्रेमदानी जी को प्रणाम कर लें और श्री गणेश जी को प्रणाम कर लें जो उन्होंने सोफे बिठाए हुए हैं.
Okay. और मेरा गणेश वहाँ है पीछे. हाँ
जी, बट वो देख लिए.
हाँ, गणेश जी आपके सोफे पे. गणेश जी आपके सोफे पे हैं. Very nice.
Yes, he's my protector.
Yeah, he's your protector. So Premdani ji, I think it will be nice. We have a small group. We have created a small group. If you could share her number or email or whatever it is,
definitely.
Then we will create that link to create that committee what she was talking about, because we need to really discuss with the government to get the things here very straightened, because what happens is that if somewhere someone found some lead in so and so medicine which was not really approved or which was not really known, then it becomes a big news here.
Yes.
So and that is not the, we have to prevent that kind of thing, because
Yes.
negative news here, even the newspapers, they are just looking for any negative news. Anything which happens in India negative, they immediately publish here.
Definitely.
They immediately come in the news. So we have to be aware. We have to really talk to these people that India is 100 times bigger than Netherlands, at least 96 times bigger. So we have more chance. We have 96 more times chance of things can happen or can go wrong.
Sir, with due respect to you, more than India, BBC is the I mean, all over the world it is the same trend. Don't take India apart. All over the world, the same trend is negative news spreads very, very fast.
So the negative news.
I have shared the email from Andrea. You can copy and paste with it.
Great.
आचार्य जी आपको भी सुनेंगे आज गिरीश जी को?
हाँ हो गया गिरीश जी का talk.
अच्छा हो गया.
हो गया मेरा.
Girish ji, have you met her earlier, Andrea?
No, हमने पहली बार देखा, पहली बार सुना.
Okay.
बट उन्होंने मुझे मतलब मैंने उनको पूछा था शेयर करने के लिए, तो ये ईमेल दिया है.
Wonderful.
I have given her.
I think we need to create that.
I have given the name from Swamiji and your.
Yeah.
Both of you. I have given her.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah.
Because
if any help is needed from Independent Research Ethics Society to conduct meta-analysis of conducted researches on any topic, or any to conduct any clinical research or toxicity research in any institute all over the nation, please have our support. We are here to support you.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Govinji.
Very nice. Are there some other questions? Because this was a little quick preparation which we did for the Dutch Ayurveda in Netherlands, but I think Girish, definitely know. I mean, there is a big community here as well, and one of the largest center is the Meru, where which is going on. And but I think it would be nice that a platform and that thing become more stronger to advocate, to lobby, to make everything straightforward here as well. In Netherlands, and as well as at EU and WHO. So like Brussels, there is a committee, those who look at all the EMA, which is the European Medical Agency, which has come to Amsterdam now. So we need to really get it recognized. That's what I'm thinking, and would be happy to come with all of you guys wherever you are there to take the flag forward. Okay, that would be from my side. Are there some questions, Kim Hartman?
Dr. Namrata has raised her hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Namrata, please.
Yes. I just would like to suggest one thing, like, I don't know where, but there should be one straight line protocol when I came with my husband, and why I didn't want to practice here, because I didn't find anything, I didn't get to know about how to practice here. And so I thought, okay, I will start with yoga, because I just wanted to connect with people. That's how I started. I was having yoga, but if suppose I don't have that option, then it was very difficult for me to practicing in India after for so many years and doing nothing here was a pain a bit, leaving practice and coming here and doing nothing.
Yeah.
And also the rules and regulations, where we can see, like, if anybody is coming from India, they have some platform where they can see what and all rules and regulations are there, what things we need to do, like language, and I get to know everything, but very slowly. I got guided, misguided, guided, redirected, directed. So many things happened round and round. And after 3 years, I'm somewhere now.
And did you communicate with the embassy? Were they helpful?
Actually, embassy, sorry to say, but yes, I got an opportunity to talk with last ambassador also directly, because I did here volunteering. I was teaching the mother tongue, like Marathi, for the students here as a volunteer for the local language, because kids, after going their country back, they need to know their language. So that I was doing. So there I met, but yes, he wanted to help me, but yes, there is no like any platform or somewhere I can he can give me, okay, go. He was not having that direct he was not able to direct me to the particular platform for that. So I don't know like how to say this, but it was really, it was pretty like 3 years, and due to COVID also, then I took step back. And
I think now things are becoming slowly a bit more structured. There is a education wing, they call it here. Embassy has got an education wing, and they in that wing there is a proper division. Those who have collected all the teachers and all the qualified people of Indian origin. They are slowly making a database, and then it will be nice to have a meeting with them. So I think and then with the help of the government, like embassy, and our own a group of Ayurveda committee, which we should form together with Momayaji and others. And I think that could be a kind of contact point in the future to advise and kind of do's and don't do's kind of thing. But also, I think it could be a good idea to create maybe a common either a web link or because now everybody is having independent situation, but I think we should have a nice coordination in the country here.
But it will be nice if the embassy will took some steps on it, because we when we come, we don't know the association names here, what association we need to go under and do registrations, but we know Indian Embassy. So it will be nice on that platform if we get something, at least a link, and okay, from here you need to go some other site, and then there you get all the rules and regulations there. Now also, like the another thing about the medicines or herbs, what we want to give here. So we can see it on some websites. I cannot say the names. On Google, when we search for the medicine, you see it on Netherlands.nl, like that websites. You see the medicine, and when you ask a patient to order it, and then it gets stuck at the custom, because this medicine is not, it is banned in Netherlands. But why, we don't know. So either I don't know, or there should be a list of banned medicines or contents.
So no, it is there is a clear-cut regulation here, which is huge. It cannot be really told you or explained to you in a very short. There are very strict regulations. One of the person who was traveling from India had some homeopathic medicines, but at the airport he was taken out, and then they put a big fine. There was a court case. He said, well, these are for my personal use, but still there was a court case, and then eventually he was fined for so I mean, they put a huge fine of some 4,000 or 5,000 euro, which was reduced to a few hundred later on, because we provided and I had to really give some input there as a written input, as a guide or something, that these are with such a kind of quantity. And so it's very tough here. Anything coming from India or any Asia, the guys are very, very tough here on not only the customs but also the medical regulations. So therefore, to protect and to be able to do something better for us and future, it is better that we create a small group of people, those who are expert in our field, those who can take guarantee, okay, this is perfect. Because here, if any drug, any mixture has been found with heavy metals or anything which is injurious to health, they would be banning that. So we have to be very careful there, and we will discuss. We'll discuss and come in the contact with these authorities, which are the government authorities.
Yes, I really appreciate it. It should be like that. If it is banned, okay, but we should know the list. Okay, these are the things we cannot order from, as it was on the site of Netherlands. So we thought, okay, it is allowed here, and so I advise people that, and it is not come, and this happened. The things which are not on the .nl site, I don't say also. I don't advise also, but this was the case. Yes. It will be nice if we get a list of the cruden, like herbs or the things, metals and minerals. Yes, but for the herbs also, some species are endangered species, and so I think they will ban it here. I completely understand, but if we know, so we can stop ordering that thing.
Yeah. Okay. I think we need to come together to protect ourselves. All right. Okay. Good suggestion. I think we have really done a good session. Kim, Saswin, Grishi, do you have any comment? Would you like to finalize?
It is a great initiative. All of you have really contributed one step further to spread of Ayurveda and establishing Ayurveda in the mainstream. And all together, all those who are interested in Ayurveda and working in Ayurveda for so many years in Netherlands, together we can bring Ayurveda to education, to research, to bringing products in, to training, doctors, technicians, giving knowledge to people, and bring that level that Mashi said, that society could be free from disease-free society through Ayurveda, through alliance with natural law. So it's a great step further. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Gurudev.
It's so nice of you to join, Rishi, at a quick request that you could come and spend so many hours with us. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So thanking to all the speakers, I would like to end the session, which went pretty long. We have gone beyond our time, and Saswin, thanks a lot.
It was 12 in India, midnight.
Yeah, please. Thank you so much, Pavanji. Thank you so much, Dr. Agnotriji. It was so nice to see you. And on the YouTube.
Thank you to you all, sir. Really, we are fortunate to have you all on the platform. Really, we are grateful. We are grateful. And especially you have conducted all things. Thank you very much. We will be meeting again and again. Please do join whenever you have time or topic of your choice. Please do join, because we have decided to celebrate until our last breath with Ayush, with Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, and research, or what lacunas we have. We are covering those with our positivity. Please do join. Please do join.
Yeah.
Thank you.